Okay, guys, we are live from Gaza and we are talking to Muhammad and
Guys,
his children. Yes, we're talking live to
yeah,
him and his children. If you could, please help out Muhammad and his children. He is in duress, he is in desperate need of, please donate to his.
Hello.
yeah.
Yes, you're live, Muhammad. You're live.
What?
You're live. You're live to my live stream. I said you are live. You're live. You're on the air.
Alive in Gaza.
Yeah, how are things in Gaza?
I,
How are
no,
things in
no,
Gaza?
I am not understand. Son, أجيب brother you English. أبو جمال أبو
Yes,
جمال
yes.
تعال شوي
Yes.
شوي. You brother speak
All right.
English. تعال لي سريع سريع البس. You brother. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Muhammad? Mahaba.
I'm fine. Mahmoud.
Mahmoud, sorry.
Mahmoud.
Uh, Mahmoud.
عايش. Mm. Uh, you Ahmed.
You Ahmed.
Word.
Good.
You are it.
Word. Mm.
Yes, I'm asking people if you could please donate to Muhammad, to Muhammad, and please help him out in his situation. Presently, he is he has internet right now, but it is increasingly difficult for him to get internet. If you could tell us a little bit about your situation.
You brother. My brother,
Yes.
you speak English.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you, brother?
I'm
How
good.
are you?
We're live
I
now
hope
on
you
the
are
live
fine,
stream.
inshallah.
Inshallah. I'm live
Yeah,
on the live stream. So tell
mashallah.
me
Thank
how,
you.
mashallah. So tell me, how are things over there in Gaza? How are things over there right now? Could you tell
It's,
us a little bit about the situation with you? And I'm guessing that's your father.
yeah, brother. Unfortunately, the situation is very difficult here, as you know.
Yes.
We here live is the life here is very difficult here. We don't day before yesterday they bomb beside us, and we run away from this area. Unfortunately, there is no food, there is no homes, there is no water, nothing is here. Even the food over here in the market or in the bazaars, it is very difficult.
It's terrible. It's
Because
terrible what Israel is doing to you guys. It's
yes,
terrible what Israel.
it is very terrible. Yeah,
إحنا بكره
yeah.
إسرائيل.
Israel, they are not allowed them to food and milk and everything that to enter in Gaza. So that's why it is very less things over here in market or in bazaars. So we are waiting for Allah refugees, inshallah, to help
Inshallah.
us in this situation, inshallah.
So unfortunately, over here in America, we have a lot of people that are sympathetic to your plight, myself included. But unfortunately, we're being silenced by the American government to support you guys. We are being silenced.
Yeah, yes, brother.
We we, we
It
are
is
being
it is very
silenced.
difficult, and
The political climate
we
right now
are
in
we are
America.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean Israel has complete control over
Again,
America.
I don't hear you well.
So anyway, I want to fill you
We
guys
are,
in a bit of the situation with Mahmoud. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name. I really do apologize. I'm not an Arabic speaker.
no, it is
Um,
exactly Mahmoud. It is no,
Mahmoud.
it is good. It is good accent, Mahmoud. Yes, it is.
Mahmoud. Okay. Well, the situation is rather dire for Mahmoud and his family. And right now, as like was explained, they do not have access to a lot of resources, to a lot of things presently. And it illustrates the dire conditions that is going on in Gaza, that has been going on for Gaza for centuries now, for almost like since the occupation in 1948 when Israel occupied the Palestine. So I'm asking people out there if you
Yeah.
could please help out Mahmoud and his family, and please help out the Palestinians, and please support their cause because they are in dire straits presently right now. I have put a link
Thank
to
you.
their uh, to their to where you can donate money to them and you can help them out, help them acquire precious resources, help them and their family out. So I ask you to please help them out if you can. Uh, not a lot of people are watching this right now, but probably people will watch this later on. I brought them on this live stream to illustrate the plight of the Palestinian people, of the people of Gaza, that is presently happening right now as we speak. They are definitely casualties of war in the Israeli Zionist imperialist
Mhm.
plight, and they do need your help. If you could please, what is your name, sir? What is your name, sir?
Muhammad. Muhammad.
Muhammad. Could you please explain also what is going on with your family? Could you please explain
Brother,
what's going on with your family to
thi-
the audience?
thi- yeah, this situation, everybody here in Gaza, he feel what we feel. We are suffering, all of everyone, every part in Gaza, every family in Gaza, they are suffering here because from this war. We, as you said, our father and our grandfather, they live from since 1948, and they are living in this nakba, or in this situation from 1948, and we are, and our father and our grandfather live in this suffering situation. But this war is different than any war before. We never had this war like that. We had war in 1214. We have war in 2021. We have war in 2008. We have many war before we had before. But in this, like this war, we don't never seen like this difficult and genocide what we are having to us here in Gaza. So,
Make no mistake. Make no
Allah.
mistake. Make no mistake. This is a genocide on the Palestinian people.
Mm.
And like I said, my heart goes out to the Palestinian people, and
Thank you,
I'm
brother.
going to do what I can to help just by supporting you guys' plight. I definitely will donate
Ne-
to your family,
mm.
and I have going to also do my
Allah.
part, regardless of if like America suppresses it and suppresses like all of us that are supporting the Palestinians. I'm going to definitely do what I can to help the Palestinians because, like I said, um, I think their plight is very important, and I think their voice needs to be heard to the world.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm saying you have
Thank
an
you
ally.
too
I'm
much.
I'm
May
only
God
I'm
bless you all.
I'm only a small person though. Like I don't have a large audience. I don't have a large platform. I'm hoping other people will hear this and will listen to you guys and will help you guys out. I'm going to keep this video up. I'm going to also tell the audience if you can, please help out Muhammad and Mahmoud. his father and his family. They do need your help, and like I said, it's very pressing what is going on with the Palestinian people. As you know, they've suffered. They've suffered for a long time. They've been under Israeli occupation, and it's largely been sponsored by the U.S. government. The U.S. government has sponsored much of the occupation and
Right.
has aided Israel in their defeat. Not only this, but check this out, guys. Right now, Palestinian people are being cataloged. They are being monitored by monitoring devices. They actually brought out Palantir by Peter Thiel is actually helping Israel right now catalog Palestinians and looking at civilians. As you can see, uh, Muhammad and Muhammad and his family are not combatants. They are treating them like they are war combatants. They are just people trying to get by. They're just people trying to live, and their homeland is under occupation by a imperialist force that's been sponsored by the U.S. government itself. And I have to say that this is atrocity, and this really should be prevented. Most importantly, I definitely want you guys to learn more about the Palestinian plight, learn more about their situation, because quite honestly, us as Americans, we take a lot of our liberties for granted, but this could easily be us. This could easily be the Palestinians, could easily be us. And someday we might even be in the same situation as them, to be quite honest with. As the government is going, as it is presently in America, we would definitely will probably someday be under the thumb of like the U.S. government. And I just want to tell you guys that we do support you. Also, if you could, Mohammed, if you could tell a little bit of people about um, the kind of experiences the Palestinians have in Gaza presently. If you
Listen,
could tell us.
listen. In this, we as I told you, this war, it make us forget everything in this life. You know, we are in this situation. We are like in a dreaming. We are in a dreaming, and every day, every morning, we wake up and we think that it is a dream. Maybe it is a dream, and it will go again. I don't know how to explain it to you, but believe me, brother, believe me, the situation what we see in this war, we never had it before, we never seen it before. And we
Oh,
ask God, we ask God, every free person that will stop this genocide, what it happened to us.
and it is
Like, for
indeed a
example,
genocide. Go ahead. Sorry,
yeah.
didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
So, I will tell you about my feeling as a father. When I wake up and my children, they told me that we need the bread. A simple things you have to give it to your children. It is just one bread, and you cannot over, and you cannot bring it to them. So it is very difficult. So I don't know. They start this war with killing us, and they are starting, and again they are starting with the killing and the hunger us, and moving us from this area to this area. We have from this 2 years or 1 year and 9 months, and we are moving from area to area. Every month we move the other area. I don't know
Yes.
what to say to you. I
It
don't know.
it sounds like they're pushing you out. It sounds like the Israeli
Yeah,
forces are
yeah.
pushing you guys
Okay,
out.
okay, okay. You are pushing me. Yes, they are pushing us out, but everything is closed. All of the border here is closed. Where you want us to go? We you want us to go to the sea? We enter ourselves into the sea.
Unfortunately, I
Everything
think
here it
that
is closed, and everybody know that.
unfortunately I think that's what Israel wants to do with the Palestinians. I think that's what they want to
Yeah,
do.
this is
Quite honestly, I
unfortunately.
think
Yeah,
that is fairly accurate.
yeah,
Um, but I'm just saying, like, our
Yes,
prayers go out to your
unfortunately, this is
family.
what they are doing.
And I want to remind everybody again that um, this young man and his father also are in dire need of definitely resources. And I think I've lost them. I think I've lost them, unfortunately. I think potentially the internet may have went out, um, and I may have lost them. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for bringing. I wanted to bring Mahmoud and his family on to illustrate what is going on right now in Israel. I found his Twitter page actually from someone else's retweet, and I thought it would be apt to give him some airtime to explain his situation. Also, the internet presently in Gaza is going in and out. It's fluctuating in and out, and quite unfortunately, I may have lost them. So, if you could, to the audience, please give to Muhammad and okay, I think they're back. Are you guys
I'm
back?
sorry, the network
Oh, it's fine.
is very weak here.
No, I
Okay.
understand. You guys have very you guys have kind of bad internet connection over there. I understand. Concerning the conditions, it's even a fortune that you guys could even
لا لا
can even come on to this live stream and talk to me. And I want to say I do appreciate you guys like coming on this live stream and telling a little bit about your situation. And I definitely want to help you guys out,
لا
and I want my my
ما
audience
جاي
to help you guys out as well.
اه والله جاي مالك عارف عليك
So as you can see, guys, we're having a little bit of trouble. Here is his Twitter page. Here is his Twitter page. I'm going to actually share the Twitter page right now and also put that in the description. So anyway, I stumbled across his Twitter page. Well, it seemed like he was kind of crying out for help from Americans, actually tagging people like Donald Trump. I don't want to dissuade him. There are a lot of good Americans that definitely identify and want to help the Palestinians, but quite unfortunately, the stranglehold that the Israeli foreign policy has on America and like the grip that Zionism and Zionists have on America's foreign policy definitely deafens most Americans' ears to the cries of the Palestinians. It definitely does put a damper on any kind of assistance. And like I said, I was okay. They're back. They're back. So I was just
Yeah,
explaining
Assalamu
to
alaikum.
the
I'm sorry.
audience. Salam
The
alaikum.
network is very weak
Alaikum
here.
salam.
Wa alaikum salam. Wa alaikum salam. The
So
network is very weak here. So I'm
I
sorry.
understand. I understand. That's okay. I wanted to bring you guys on because I'm guessing I saw your father's Twitter page. I saw his cries for help, and I said, even though I don't have a large audience, I'm going to bring him on. I hope he gets more attention from like more people and all of the people that say they support Palestinians here in the West. I hope they will answer, your cries for help, because it's definitely something that Americans need to see. We need to see what's going on over in Gaza, because we need a reminder that imperialism still exists in this world, and it's happening to the Palestinian people. And I don't want to patronize the Palestinian people because I know they are strong people and they've fought for decades. They fought against for decades, and that's one thing I admire about the Palestinians. That's one thing I admire about them is their fight against all the dire situations, all the obstacles that they've surmounted, and they still continue to fight. I really love that fighting spirit, the way they're fighting against imperialism, and they're
We
providing an
don't have another
example.
solution.
Go ahead.
We
Anyway,
don't.
I don't.
I said.
Go ahead.
Uh, I mean, we don't have another solution. This is the way what we have to live. We have to fight to live in our land.
Yes, it's quite a shame.
Where
It's
you want
quite a shame.
us to go? Where we born in this land, and our father born in this land, and our grandfather lived in this land, and we have grandfather. We are belong to this land. Where we want
I
us to
agree.
go?
I agree. The people
Thank
that are in
you.
Israel right now are usurpers. They do not belong there. The land belongs to Palestinians. And, let me just remind people this is not an issue which concerns all the accusations of things like anti Semitism or all those other things they're trying to affix to people who are pro Palestinian. Because the Palestinians, they have lived amongst Jews, Christians, and Muslims together before 1948. Way before 1948 ever was established, there were people that were getting along just fine before the Aragon and all of the Stern Gang and all of the Israeli terrorists came and worked with the British to carve out and to establish Israel. They were getting along just fine. If I'm not incorrect about that, I don't want to. I don't want to
Yeah,
speak for. I
we
don't want to
we
speak for
people
you guys. Go ahead.
we people we respect all of the religions, and
Yes.
we want and we ask God that we live with all of the religions here in this land, which it is land of Jesus, and
Yes, it is the land of Jesus. That's correct. For years, yes, that's correct. I'm sorry, brother. I can't hear you. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. But I just want to reiterate this point that for years the Palestinians lived in peace with. Okay, I hear you now. I hear you now. Hello? I just want to reiterate to all of the audience that for years the Palestinians lived in peace with a multitude of religions.
yeah.
They all got along until 1948 established Israel. And I don't really want to make it completely about this because it's overshadowed. We can talk about the political, we can talk about all of the imperialism that is going on presently, but we must reiterate that like innocent people are getting killed. Innocent people are suffering. The Palestinians are suffering, and definitely Mahmoud and his family is suffering. But we want to establish to the world and to Americans that this is a really real struggle, and the Palestinian people need to be supported. So if you are against imperialism, and you are against and you claim you're against colonization, please support the Palestinians and realize that their plight is a real one. And you and I could eventually become the Palestinians if we do not support them. So I support your fight. I want you guys to live peacefully in your land. And if it was up to me, I would give most of Israel to the Palestinians if it was up to me. If it was up to me. So it seems we lost them again, and I just want to reiterate, um, guys, I'm sorry if I'm a little lethargic right now, and it's like it's just this was an impromptu stream that I wanted to put out there to show not only my support for the Palestinians, but the support for Mahmoud and his family, because I think their story is critical and illustrative of what's going on right now with Israel and what's going on right now with the genocide of the Palestinians. And it definitely, people need to hear about their plight. And I don't care if YouTube takes down this video. I don't care. And I don't care if like YouTube strikes my channel. It's something I have to do. It's something I have to do because it is wrong what is going on in Gaza. It is wrong. And it should not be going on. And it's being sponsored, quite unfortunately, by the US government. Not by the US people, not by the people of the United States. I want to illustrate that to the world, that the people of the United States are sympathetic to the Palestinians, but most of the foreign policy that is directed towards the Middle East is going into the favor of Israel. I just want to say that, guys, that this is kind of why I did this like impromptu stream, and I want to thank the people that have been watching this. This is not going to be my typical sort of usual deep dives into subjects. This is going to be simply about the support of the Palestinian people, in particular Mahmoud and his family. And this is not to make anybody feel guilty or to make them feel like it's something that is caused by the American people, because we truthfully have very little say in what goes on in foreign policy. That's been a lot of my complaints to this day, that part of most American spending and most of their foreign policy goes towards the Israeli occupied forces, which now, as you can see, is killing and annihilating innocent children. You know, if this was like any other kind of nation, and definitely if the roles were reversed, there would probably be a bit more enthusiasm for supporting that. So I stand with Palestine. I stand with the Palestinians. Um, and I definitely want them to be free. And I admire their fighting spirits, because I have to say, no other people have endured so much oppression. No people have endured so much strife as the Palestinians have historically, and also been endorsed by, you could say, occupying Western forces, more so than anybody else. So I think their cries need to be heard in the wilderness, and it is indeed the wilderness. It is definitely an occupation, and it's like it's even questionable if many of the people that are living in Israel today are, I'm going to be honest, are nothing more than European occupiers. If I have to be honest, if I have to be completely honest, it's kind of questionable how much inheritance the people of Israel have to the land of Israel. So we know for sure that the Palestinians definitely belong to that region, even though historically a lot of Israelis have tried to argue um, against Palestinian interest. You know, it's very questionable what exactly the way they played with Palestinian politics and history. So I want to say this is also, I want to illustrate that this is not a anti-Semitic issue. I don't want to make this about bashing, let's just say I don't want to make this about bashing any particular group, because I don't feel that gives credence to the Palestinians' issues. I don't want to attach any other issue onto this. I will say that it is like definitely a human issue. It is an issue of humanity, and I'm doing this because I don't like to see suffering, and I don't like to I don't like to see suffering of any kind, and I definitely don't like to see people that are suffering in real time. And because we have the internet now, we can kind of see what's going on in Palestine. We can see exactly what is going on in real time. We can see that years and years, IDF and have actually done a lot of atrocities to the Palestinians. I want to illustrate also that um, there have been like lots of people that have fought, including Palestinians themselves, like Hafiz. There's been lots of various different people that have fought against the Israeli occupation. Um, so their plight is important to me, and regardless of like how people feel about this issue, including like what I'm really shocked is that I had a discussion with a family member of mine who is very staunchly pro-Israeli. I had a discussion with my aunt about this issue, and I said that the the Palestinians have every right to exist, and she told me in a roundabout way that Israel has a right to exist. Well, I won't really question that. Other in order to say, I will say that Israel does not have a right to exist if it is imposing any kind of oppression upon people that have just as much as inheritance to that land as the so-called Israelis. I need to remind people that the Palestinians have just as much right to that land, and they did not have the privilege of having the British government mandate that piece of land for the people of Israel. They did not have that privilege, and it needs to be reminded that in many cases, the Zionists historically have been terrorists. The Zionists historically have been terrorists. They have taken that land by terror. They have like not really earned that land, and they've also codified a type of religious doctrine that gives them, and I'm talking specifically about evangelical Christianity. Evangelical Christianity has sidestepped a lot of the Christian virtues that it says that it upholds. And it has dictated that one group of people have a right to exist, but another group of people do not have a right to exist. And to me, this is not Christianity. This is also not good foreign policy by the US government. Because, I looked at this situation in retrospect, and I look into what is going into Palestine, and I realized that if the American government can support sanctioned genocide in Palestine, then that means most likely it will probably do to its own citizens. So that's why I say kind of that this is like an important issue. And, here in America, we are really privy to a lot of abuses also from our government, such as with the big pharma company. So this is partially why I'm sympathetic to the Palestinians, is because I'm not saying I'm necessarily in their position, getting bombarded daily by shell fire, by tanks, being forced off their land. But I can say that a lot of the US government also sanctioned chemical genocide in the form of the big pharma companies. And they are doing this to their own citizens as well. And ultimately, however, I have to say, with all that, that the American people are not bad people. The U.S. government, however, it's questionable about their ethics. It's questionable about what they're doing to people on a regular basis, and that extends far across from our borders. I just want to say historically, the British, the CIA, and a lot of the foreign, and also I would also say the Israeli intelligence has done a lot against the Palestinian people. And I will say they have disrupted greatly the Middle East. They have disrupted many relations that were ancient in the Middle East, and they have corrupted a lot of the Arab governments in the Middle East too. Um, and it's quite unfortunate what's going on presently. And like I said, I really believe that we should probably consider U.S. foreign policy as we're looking at the plight of the Palestinians. But I don't want to make it strictly about U.S. foreign policy. I want to remind people also that people are suffering in Gaza, in Palestine, and they are literally getting massacred and genocided. And this is not any kind of this is happening in real time too. And if you notice in the US news media, no one is really covering this. No one is telling from the perspective of the Palestinians. Nobody is talking about this. Also, nobody's talking about sort of the evil deeds that go along with the Zionist lobby, the Zionist foreign lobby in America itself. So I want to remind everybody that Israel and America are pretty much joined at the hip when it comes to foreign policy. And I want to reiterate to you, this is not anti-Semitic to say this. This is a fact. This is something that transcends things like accusations of anti-Semitism. This goes really as like a human crisis and a human issue. And really, honestly, Zionists have definitely a lot of dirty deeds that they've done to the Palestinian people and to the Arab people in general in the Middle East. Them alongside with the British, they have done a lot to harm the Arab countries. And like I said, my heart stands with Palestine. I stand with Palestine. I stand against American sponsored, Israeli sponsored terrorism upon the Palestinians. I just want to say that. And, I don't care if, like, my channel gets struck. I don't care also if whoever is listening to this, alphabet agencies, intelligence agencies, whomever, just know that you have blood on your hands. Israel, you have blood on your hands. Are murdering innocent people. And if you care about humanity, and if you care about, I would even say your Arabic brethren, then you would stop. You would stop doing this to the Palestinian people. And most importantly, I would like to also say that, quite unfortunately, this has been going on since I was a child. And I have witnessed this since when I was a child, into the aughts, into the 90s. I have witnessed this genocide go on. This is like got to be the most continuous like genocide that's occurring, historically. And all the horror stories that I've heard that come from IDF soldiers in Palestine themselves, killing pregnant women, assigning like targets on pregnant women, and also point systems I've heard rumors of this. I also want to remind you that the IDF also flattened the pro-Palestinian activist Rachel Corrie. Rachel Corrie went to Palestine to help the Palestinian people out. She was an American activist, I believe, from the Northwest. She went to Palestine to help the Palestinians out, and she got flattened by, I believe, tanks or bulldozers, either one. And this kind of shows the inhumanity of Israelis, that the Israelis joked about it and said that, they made a pancake out of Rachel Corrie. And in addition to that, I'd like to also say that the Palestinians too, they have suffered as well. And I mean, imagine if like you woke up one day and most of your place was occupied by a force that was hostile towards you, that was pushing you off the land. And like my guest said, trying to push you into the sea and just trying to annihilate you. Imagine if like you were under that kind of occupation. And imagine also that the world, because of its allegiance with America, because of Israel's allegiance with America, that the world is also put into the dark, and your voice couldn't be heard by people across the world. And imagine those types of situations, imagine those types of scenarios as they play out. It's not a very good thing. It's not a very good, it's not a something that's it's something that's unbecoming of like America. America supposedly represents freedom and freedom from oppression, but we see presently what's going on in Gaza kind of demonstrates a different type of American system that has put the Palestinians underneath its imperial heel and is stomping the Palestinians for dear life. And I just want to tell you guys that this is something that is unfortunate, and it's something that should stop. And I also want to remind you that Mahmoud and Muhammad are only two people, and the Palestinians are suffering. I wanted to give you a little sliver of like what's going on over in Gaza. I was fortunate to talk to Mahmoud and to Muhammad about their situation, about their plight, about their family. As you can see, they are a family and they are being under attack by Israeli forces. And like I said, when it reminds me also, I used to frequent when I was like a much younger, when I was like in middle school, I used to frequent this chat, and it was called Middle East. It was called Middle East Relations. Yeah, I think that was the name of it. It was a Yahoo chat, and there used to be some very vicious people that would come into this chat, and they would constantly mock, ridicule the Palestinians. And I said to them one time in the chat, I said, the Palestinians are throwing rocks at tanks and they're throwing rocks at IDF soldiers. I mean, what possible damage could they possibly do to your, to your forces? They literally don't have any type of, any type of way to really put a damage on your forces. And what the response that I got from the people in the chat, I they actually said, they used a biblical story and said that David slung a rock and killed Goliath. And I'm like, okay, this seemed like something silly, but this actually came from like some of the people in the chat in the Middle East, and there was some very nasty Israeli people in there also as well that just hurled insults. And ever since that time, I wondered why the Israelis hate the Palestinians so much. Anyway, I think he's back. I wondered why the Israeli people hated the Palestinians so much. And I was like, this seems just irrational why they would hate the Palestinians so much. Are you there, Mahmoud? Are you there? Hello? It seems like there's like some technical difficulty on them on his part, and you have to understand the internet connection over in Gaza is probably at its most bare minimum because of what's going on presently in the region. You have to understand what's going on presently in the region has kind of left the internet services. And as a matter of fact, when I was talking to Mahmoud in the DM on Twitter, he told me that he does not have. He has went without internet for a long time. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. But the internet is not very good over there. I think they're talking from their phone, and they're attempting to charge their phone. But it does seem like there is a problem over there with like logistics and with resources and with internet connection. So there is a bit of a problem over there. And as a matter of fact, he was telling me in the DM that he did not have like internet connection. So I apologize, guys. I'm not the sharpest right now because of lack of sleep, but I felt the urgency to bring Mahmoud and his family on so people would potentially help him out, and also like to support the Palestinian cause. To show that I am standing up against Israeli imperialism and that I am standing up for the Palestinian people. I am only one voice. I am only a person with a small YouTube channel, but I hope other people may run across this. Hopefully, YouTube does not shadow ban or censor this or bury this, which they probably will, quite unfortunately. I want to illustrate kind of the conditions. And you guys could see from like the background of where he lived, it did not look like a very glamorous type of situation with Mahmoud and his family. It did not look like Gaza looks like a war zone. And you guys got to see firsthand what was going on in that place and what the Palestinians have to endure on a daily basis. But however, I have to say, the smiling children, and they were in good spirits despite being in a war zone, despite being under constant attack by Israel. They were in very good spirits. Um, but it is like a very dire situation. But I have to give them credit for keeping up the will to fight and also keeping good spirits. And I have to say that this is really a shame what is going on with American foreign policy and what's going on with America just kind of side railing the Palestinian issue and the Palestinian plight. This is just horrible what's going on over in Gaza. And I'm going to say this, like in the future, I'm hoping to cover more of these issues on my channel, talk more about historically how the Zionists came to colonize Palestine and how they have done terrible things to the Palestinian people. And I am not going to, even though I'm an American, I am not going to stand for the imperialism in Palestine or what's presently happening over there with the Palestinian people. I'm not going to stand for what Israel is doing to them, which is quite unfortunate. So I want to say to the audience that if you could, please donate to this Gazan that's under attack, that's under war, and the conditions are quite dire in many cases. The resources are limited, and I want you guys to, if you can, that's if you can, please help them out. You could just help them out just by speaking about the plight of Palestinians to friends, neighbors, and if you attend like any churches, also tell them the truth about what's going on in Israel. Even if you are evangelical Christian, tell them that this is a crime against humanity, what's going on with the Palestinians and what's going on with Gaza right now. That it is whole scale genocide, and they are starving the Palestinians out. They are depriving them of any resources. They are depriving them of even aid. This is the thing. Other people want to help out the Palestinians. They are depriving them of humanitarian aid. They are presently depriving them of their essentials of living. And I don't think I can, stand here as another human being and really want to see such suffering that's going on in Palestine presently. It's definitely a crime against humanity. So, and I got to check and see if my YouTube channel is still running. I think it's still running. I know it's like early in the morning here too. It's like early in the morning, so there's not a lot of people on. So I just want to say to people that if you can, definitely help them out. Definitely give them support. Definitely give the Palestinian support, and down with Israeli foreign policy. Down with Israeli foreign policy. Palestine will be free. You know the rest. Palestine will be free from the river to the sea. The rest. So guys, I want to thank people for tuning in with my guest who is from Gaza and his Mahmoud and his son Muhammad. And you got a little picture into what Gaza is like presently. And I wanted to bring this to people on my channel so they can kind of see what's going on with the Palestinian people, so they can kind of understand their plight, what's going on presently in Palestine. This has been kind of, very revealing what's been going on over there. I kind of wanted to bring the Mahmoud on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of tired. I wanted to bring him on just impromptu because, like I said, his internet connection is not very good. It is very weak. And I wanted to bring him on to kind of illustrate and show what's been going on with the issue in Gaza. And bless you guys. God bless everybody. And I hope everybody has a good Sunday. And free Palestine. And that's all I have to say for now, guys. Tune in next time. And free Palestine. Oh, it appears, guys, we might have like somebody else coming on. Let me see. Let me see, guys. I apologize for the dead air. But like I said, this has been kind of impromptu. Let me see. See, guys. And here, I like to help the people. I like to help the people internationally. And I like to help people in America too. I like to help people also that are suffering in America too, such as the people that were in North Carolina that were suffering from the hurricane in Appalachia. And I have to say, from Appalachia to Palestine, we definitely support you. We definitely feel your plight. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to probably tune out for now. Have a great Sunday, like I said, and stay safe. And free Palestine. See ya.